What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in on today's video. We are working on Old Blue in the background here, and I want to show you guys we're going to be doing something with the steering system. As you guys know, this truck's been swapped, 05 axles front and rear. We also did the Hydro Boost conversion as well. I've got videos for all of those things. You guys can go back, check out the playlist for Old Blue, and we are just looking to tighten up the steering a little bit more. And at 26,000 miles, the stock steering gearbox is just, it's done. It needs to be, we got to get rid of it. So who other to get a gearbox from than Blue Top for a blue truck? I mean, come on, it makes sense. So we got a hold of Blue Top. We've got a gearbox. This is a factory replacement gearbox for a 96 F250. I know a lot of guys, when they do the 05 conversion, they swap to an 05 steering gear. We did not do that. We just swapped the pitman arm. And so we are going with a Blue Top steering gear, which should take care of all of the play that I'm going to show you guys right now in the steering wheel. Quick shot of Old Blue's interior, looking minty fresh. Here's our steering wheel. Oh, let's not do that. Hold on. So this play right here is just unacceptable. So the truck's moving just a little bit, but I'd like to get this tightened up. So we've got there to there. You can feel the pressure in the gearbox starting right about there. So I want to get that tightened up. Going down the road, it's pretty bad. And it kind of takes away from the enjoyment of driving the truck. Obviously, okay, we've got some 22s, some 33s, and that's not probably helping our steering situation. We did, I know some of you guys are going to mention this, so if you look here, the steering shaft, we did do a Borgeson steering shaft. It gets rid of the rag joint that is part of the factory steering shaft, and so we've got a U-joint down here at the steering gear, and then we do have all new steering shaft going up to the steering wheel as well. And that fixed, I would say, 50% of our steering play. So it's a lot better with this Borgeson shaft in here, but we just want to take it to the next step. Like I said, 326,000 miles on this gearbox. It's time to get rid of it. And as I was saying, there is our Hydro Boost conversion. We did do a new steering gear pump, new steering pump as well, and that is from a F Super Duty, because you have to have a return off of your Hydro Boost, and that has a extra line for that. Again, all in a different video. And then I just wanted to show you guys, we did get a lot of our conversion stuff from Blowing Diesel Designs, Joel over there, and he also sells the pitman arm, which is already reamed out for the 05 and up drag link. So very convenient to just get the pitman arm and not have to mess with your gearbox. But like I said, we're taking it to the next step. We're going to replace our gearbox and tighten up the steering perfectly. Like I said, tie rods are brand new. Drag link is all brand new. Track bar ball joint is brand new. Again, we use all Ford components. The bushing, I do have to do the bushing. That'll be in a different video. Now, doing a gearbox is pretty easy. You can see this is our Borgeson shaft down here that we're gonna pop off. And then we've got one line here. We've got one line there. Both of those should come out fairly easy. We've got 3 bolts, boom, 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 on the outside here. And then we just have to undo our drag link from the pitman arm, and just right there. And we should be good to go. We'll be able to pull this guy out. And then we'll just have to swap over our pitman arm and then reassemble. Okay guys, so we got the gearbox off. We've got our pitman arm off. It's a 5/16 or inch and 5/16 nut that holds the pitman arm on. And then we've got this cool little tool here that works really well for pulling off these pitman arms. Snap-on tool. Oh hell, you can't even read that. Anyways, that worked really well. We've got the Blue Top here. Got our new pitman arm swapped over, and then we're getting ready to tighten up the nut. We're gonna go ahead and get this torqued, and then we've got to drain that out. We got to send that back for a core, but we are just about ready to reinstall. We're gonna take the 3 bolts that we had and we're going to get those cleaned up nicely before we stick them back in. Maybe even throw a little anti-seize on them. So anyways, that's where we're at. All right, y'all. It is in. Got both of our lines hooked up. We got our borgeson steering shaft hooked back up right there. You can see that. We got our tie rod hooked back up. There are, you can see the blue mark right on top of that. You want to make sure that that is in line with the shaft that is coming out of the gearbox. And then you want to make sure your steering wheel is straight before you attach your steering shaft. So, yeah. Everything is looking good. And let me show you this. Boom, 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 boom. Much better. Like, substantially better. This thing's gonna steer very, very well now, and that's super exciting. Go ahead and go through the bleeding process. What we're gonna do is basically jack the truck up, get the wheels off the ground, and I'm gonna pull the cap off of our reservoir down here, and we're gonna get some fluid put in, and then just kind of crank the steering wheel back and forth without the truck running first. Then we might bump the key a few times just so that we're building a little bit of pressure, pushing the fluid into the new gearbox. And then, yeah, it will eventually get to the point where we don't have to add any more fluid, and we can go ahead and fire up the truck, steer it back and forth with the wheels off the ground, and then drop it down and wrap it up right there. Let's do it. So I can't really even lie to you guys. It's been a little bit of time since that last recording, and we've made some additional things on the truck. Yes, we did get the power steering bled out. We got that accomplished, drove the truck. It drives phenomenal. Short of it, right, you know, it could ride a little bit better, but outside of that, this thing steers phenomenally, and that's what we were after with that blue top steering gear. So what you guys just saw in those couple little slow rolls there is we did do some Christmas shopping, and we did get some these low profile mud flaps, guys. They are pretty sweet. Just like that. So, got the front and the rears, and they do a really nice job of just kind of protecting the important parts of the truck along this edge here. So, those are pretty slick. Pretty happy with those. You can also see we got all of our LED lights done up in our complete performance tail lights, headlights, all clear, of course. We even picked up a clear third brake light as well, which is fairly new from complete performance. So pretty happy with that. That was they did a nice job with that piece. No issues on the installation. Not to mention, we've got tin, which made this thing, I mean, these trucks are just an absolute fishbowl, and that made a huge difference. So that looks phenomenal as well. But that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully we can get back on track with the videos. Hunting season always throws a wrench in things, as many of my longtime followers know. We just ended, pretty much hunting season is over. Christmas is in about a week here. So we're going to be back on the videos. We've been working on some projects on the big girl here, the big truck. We just went over a lot of the projects on the blue truck, and the sled pull truck is even going to get a little bit of love here shortly. So lots of parts, mainly for this big girl. But yeah, we're going to be working on them all. And so thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned, like, subscribe. We'll catch you guys in the next video.